allow the children. It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó lódodo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó lódodo.
Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us this afternoon or this morning. It is brunch time with Maiyegun live.
Àṣírí ọ̀dẹ̀lú kì í tó níbẹ̀ o.
It's been a while, I know. Take your time to read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast. And then if you are not the politically correct type, then you can stay. If you are an abobaku, a Ronuku, and a full Igbo bigot, you may not really have to stay and watch this. Others, tell everybody that Maiyegun today.
Ani esuraki. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esuraki. Ani esuraki. Lórí Facebook,
thiefnubu and his gang.
And yes, we like
APC, Egbekegbe, the ACL that metamorphosed into APC. Egbekegbe. There are some certain things we really need to remind ourselves, and that is what I'm going to do this afternoon, among others.
and yes, we like and yes, we like. And yes, we like. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí pa. And yes, we like. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òun. And yes, we like. Olùdáwọ̀ olóṣèlú. And yes, we like.
Thank you so much. If you stumble on this broadcast, this moment, all you have to do is share it. Spend another 15-20 minutes with me and see if it is going to worth it. Share this. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is brunch time with Maiyegun, and this session this afternoon or this morning, it is going to help shed more light in the ways. Shed more light on the ways of APC, Egbekegbe, especially thiefnubu and his gang. The little ignored factor that is the fuel for the institutionalized bigotry, tribal hatred, religious upheaval, and all other narratives out there that have kept people so busy and distracted than the killings going on around them. I'm not even just talking about the terrorism, the economic destruction of Nigeria perpetuated by APC, Egbekegbe, and why is tribal, hatred is their most potent weapon, even where they are failing. So that's what we're going to do this afternoon. So since yesterday, I intentionally, because you know me now, so I intentionally shared a lot of content on Maiyegun's Diary Political on Facebook, okay? A lot of content that was to further educate the minute, hateful, myopic Ronukus, as well as Ronukus of Yoruba land, as well as the Ronukus from other places too, where the supposed bigotry in Nigeria that you are seeing today, which we believe has always been there, right? Until APC, Egbekegbe, had to use it, weaponize it for political, So that is why we're going to do that this morning or this afternoon. Depends on your time. And you know me, say me, I be storyteller. That's what some will say. Story. Because in that story lies all of the ingredients, that is, all the ingredients that are meant to help you understand the Nigeria that these rogues have created and forcing down your throats. So yeah, I'm going to tell it as a story. Let us go back to 2000. I will use 2000 now. So 2003, when bokohari first came back that he wanted to be president of Nigeria, and under a political party called ANPP or APP, or Nigerian People's Party or something. Was it not the ANPP then? Doesn't matter. Anyway, Bokohari tried indeed 4 times. 2003, 2007, 2003 against Obasanjo's second term, 2007 against Yar'Adua, 2011 against Jonathan, and then he decided to quit. What happened? Bokohari had what INEC later recognized as 11 million votes of Bokohari from northern Nigeria. So this is also the genesis of the terrorism in Nigeria too. Political terrorism labeled Islamic jihadism, all for political power. So again, right? They were like the fanatics. So in 2007, Bokohari parted ways with APP and the rest of them and started his own political party. He called it CPC. Don't ask me the full meaning because I'm not going to tell you the full story there, right? And this party was supposed to be Islamic party that represents sort of Sharia. And in the north, with the narrative that the northern Nigeria is bigger than, the population of northern Nigeria is more than the population of southern Nigeria. From this background, why would Bokohari not be president with his party? So with this fanaticism, he was able to gather together Islamic jihadists, pretentious criminals, looters, were future looters, who were able to help Bokohari keep hold on his supposed 11 million voters from northern Nigeria. And they were being fed with their Islamic jihadist belief, with the promise that they were those who have to save Nigeria. Even if he had to lead to them having to start a war to doing it, they would. And they did try. So in 2007, he lost again against Yar'Adua, which he believed he was rigged. Yar'Adua also said it was the worst election. So until they told Bokohari, mind you, in 2003, they said in order just to make it, Bokohari just needed maybe to look like he's national, and to also stop the fact that he is part of those who led the onslaught, the program against the Igbos in northern Nigeria. And it felt like when that genocidal war took place, it was an unfinished business. So it was obvious. People Bokohari have spoken with in private, they've told everyone about his narrow-mindedness, which means you have to be a northerner, then you have to be a Muslim. Then you have to be a northerner. You have to be a northerner, then a Fulani, then a Muslim, before you can actually get into any good book of Bokohari. However, they needed to package him like he's not a fanatic, he's not a jihadist. Guess where they went to? They went to eastern Nigeria to go and get an Igbo partner, Ume Ezekwe, that happened to be Bokohari's first vice president at the time, also happened to be the national chairman of the APP at the time, until he now got to CPC level. So everyone with Bokohari believed that. Why? Whenever they said Bokohari lost, it was like, from where? By who? You know what I mean? Like, it is that narrow-mindedness of, they have all it takes to make anybody president. But they couldn't. So in 2011, when Jonathan contested properly and defeated Bokohari again, they killed over 500 people. Listen, out of those they killed, right? More than 10 youth coppers were slaughtered in Bauchi because they believed that an infidel has been rigged in, and that infidel was Egbere Jolantan. So these were the guys who now went back in 2011, the beginning of the establishment of Boko Haram. Now move it forward to 2018. 12, the Save Nigeria protest, Abi. Then to 2013, thiefnubu, who was also a local champion in Lagos, not even in Western Nigeria. You understand? In Lagos, he also kind of, he's created a sort of a cult, imaginary, dangerous political followership, which was that thiefnubu and anything thiefnubu is interested in represents them, and therefore it represented Lagos. It is what Lagos wanted. If you choose to be against that, you are not just enemy of thiefnubu, you are enemy of the people of Lagos. So they were pushing that narrative there. Now, let's go back to Bokohari and his own team. Remember, they believe that how could anybody defeat any northerner? Their supposed political arrangement with the Eastern Nigeria through APP didn't move anyone, didn't move a needle in the sack. How do we need to go about this? Let's come together, and then we can, from our own side, we can push the narrative that even if Bokohari was bad, if a Yoruba man is involved, it will set it straight. Look at Western Nigeria. The most educated, these are also the handiwork of the Lagos Ibadan media, here you get, who have over the years, they've created a narrative for all of us in that contraption. Western Nigeria is the most developed because it has Lagos, and they had Western education, free education. Oh no, there is the Ekiti state has the highest number of professors in Nigeria, and all those narratives were the creation of the Lagos Ibadan media. Western Nigeria is so developed that nowhere else is better. If you see, look at all the Igbos. Look at them from the Eastern Nigeria. Everybody wants to be in the Western Nigeria in Lagos. Look at the Northerners too. All of them want to be in Lagos. It is to show to you that Yoruba land is more developed. This narrative were created. And guess what? To make it worse, some of us grew up believing that. While growing up in undeveloped Ontario Road, poor medical facilities, dilapidated dilapidated school structures, poorly paid workers, poverty growing and breeding, all these things were the things we grew up with too, but we were made to believe that we are the best. That no matter what we were going through as, Westerners, you need to go to Eastern Nigeria. They are suffering. That's why everybody is escaping. Oh, if you need to go to Northern Nigeria, man, they are doing Bambiala. They are begging. You see, they come here. We go and give them food. We go and give them this or that. So they give us that sense of, what do you call it? Pride. Even in the face of abject, wanton poverty. While we watch them destroyed the same education. While we watched them destroyed the same economy that could have given our supposed graduate educated youth jobs. We saw them, but we still had that pride. No matter how bad it is. And this was the impression they gave them. Look at thiefnubu in Lagos. Lagos used to only generate 45 billion or 100 billion naira. Listen up, 100 billion naira in tax a year. And then thiefnubu came. He just changed everything. Lagos is now generating 700 billion naira a year. Do you want them to develop Nigeria as they develop Lagos? Yes. Even person where they inside that same shit to Lagos, we no get electricity, we no get good road, no drinking water at all, like provided by government. So there is no electricity, no security. I mean, it is it's like a chaos. But they made him believe that whatever you think you are going through, if you go to Anambra, if you go to Enugu, and because he's never had the chance, he is so poor that even within Nigeria, he is so poor. An average Yoruba is so poor under these criminals in the last 25 years that they've raised a generation that could barely go beyond Ore. And they want to talk about Kogi. They want to talk about Enugu. They want to talk about Kano. They want to talk about Zamfara. Because their criminal leaders told them that whatever they are going through, whatever they are being through, whatever their children are passing through, it is still better than other people, and they will never have a chance of affording affording what it takes to even kind of leave that area. And they know it. Sorry, I'm sweating here. It's so roasting now. I don't know why. So we're raised that way. If a Yoruba man developed Lagos, match with a repentant dictator, it will just make Nigeria great. And some people bought into it, like, even if it was tough for them, they felt like, yeah. Then bokohari became the presidiot. And Nigeria started collapsing, like at a never-seen rate before. People started calling out bokohari. Within that same period, Fulani terrorists started taking over everywhere. How, like, every day, tens of death. And then we were condemning Fulani terrorists. We were condemning a Fulani presidiot that chooses to relax the supposed security apparatuses in Nigeria going after terrorists. Relaxed them. And then started proposing us to get used to our killers. Bokohari, a Fulani man from Daura. Fulani terrorists are raping and kidnapping women, in Ogbomoso, Yoruba land. The vice president to Bokohari, the Fulani man, is a professor, Yoruba man. Let's call them out and call out what they are shielding. They said, no, we have to give them land. We're calling them out. Guess those who were pushing the narrative that calling out Bokohari was an hatred on the northern Nigeria. Guess those who started gaslighting us. They are calling out the Fulani terrorists was an hatred on the Fulanis. And for 8 solid years, we were battling the tribal war. If we had the right to call the Fulani terrorist without being attacked, and the crimes of this Fulani terrorists, they are being pardoned. We are seeing that. Rather than actually go after the criminals, they were started going after us. Guess who did all of that? thiefnubu and his gang. They were so tribal, so bigoted, that even northerners were sometimes shocked. Like, eh? No. We're not thinking it this way. We didn't see it this way. Man, actually they were doing all of that because they believed bokohari was their pathway to becoming the president of Nigeria. Yorubas were being killed. thiefnubu said, where are the cows? Those Ronukus. They asked as well, where are the cows? Let us watch our mouth. We should be careful. We should be careful what we say. Where is the evidence?
Well, how are you sure that they are Fulanis? Let us be careful. Let's be careful. Look at the IPOB. IPOB people, they are the most dangerous. Instead of you to talk about IPOB, you just because you hate Fulani, that's why. Fulanis, Hausas, Kanuris, they are victims of all of this insecurity in northern Nigeria. Baba, thiefnubu and his gang almost forced, well, they did succeed. They forced them to believe that it is not good to come out and say because you are dying, because they are kidnapping and killing you. It's not good to come out and say that. That is against, it's like going against your brother. You know, if they remove your brother, they will put another person brother there. So what is going to be your fate then? Instead of you to just pray for him, don't support these people. Now the Igbo people won't remove them. Igbo people hate you. You Fulanis, you need to know that. You must know that Igbo people hate you. And Bokohari himself, who was like an what do you call it? A Fulani bigot that couldn't hide it. They made a bigot, the president of Nigeria. He boldly came out and said, over 40 million people, they were just dotting a circle. These Ronukus were everywhere for 8 years. They supported Bokohari. They said 5 states in eastern part of Nigeria, that they call them 5 plots of land when you reach the size of Ibadan. I'm giving you this background so that you know where we are today. And you will know that these Olori Burukus don't speak for anybody. They do not speak for Fulani. They do not speak for Hausa. They do not speak for the North. They do not speak for the South. They do not speak for Yoruba. They do not speak for anybody. And if you remember all of this, this is how criticizing Bokohari turned into Fulani phobia. They said now because we hated Fulani, they said because Bokohari is president and is a Fulani, that is why we hated him. They said we hated him for calling out the corruption, calling out the nepotism, calling out the incompetence, calling out the impunity, calling out the failures. They said now because we hate him, because he be Fulani. It wasn't the Fulanis that came out and said criticizing Bokohari was because we hated them. It was this Lagos Ibadan. It was them. They were writing different columns. They were on TV. They were doing all of this because that's the only way to cover their failure. When you say there is no electricity, they will say, national grid don't collapse, so Ogun kill Bokohari, they will say Ogun kill you too, Ogun kill your papa. Why do you hate Fulani like this? Why are you people so full of hate like this? This was how we ran now. They run now so for 8 years. So, and that is why, that was why when thiefnubu started this Milokon, they sat and said, we must be ready. We know say all this. This is what they told themselves. So they said, all these Igbo people, they will leave the Fulani now. No be say Igbo people come out and say, Fulani, you must die. Fulani must go. No, nothing. No. Fulani terrorists invaded everyone's space. People reacted. They called out the head of government of Nigeria, who happened to be a Fulani man. Do your job. Arrest these criminals. But rather than arrest the criminals, everyone calling them out, everyone was tagged the enemy of Nigeria. It wasn't the Fulani that called the Bokohari critics enemies of Nigeria. It was thiefnubu and these Ronukus. They don't like me. I don't like them. And we don't pretend about it except when they come around and begin to sound like exposing them is pandering to the Igbos. I'm coming to that part too. So the narrative was, if you are against thiefnubu, it automatically should be translated into hating Yoruba. Do you understand that now? It is automatic. Even if you are a Yoruba person, the moment you criticize and do not align with thiefnubu's, what do you call it?
thiefnubu's kleptomaniac, slavish political ideology. You are an enemy of Yoruba land. And you are supporting other enemies. Because according to these guys, Igbos are considered the main threat to their political existence, which is not true. But they have to create that in the context of a whole Nigeria. It does work. And that is why they will say, if you do not agree with this line, then you hated Yoruba. And no, sorry, you hate thiefnubu, so you hate Yoruba. Bokohari was failing. He was being called out. No, it's because you hated Fulani. To the point that even the Fulanis themselves were wondering, like, you know, that whenever a Fulani criticized Bokohari and then Pastor Ruga, they will quickly go to that person. They will either say, we know that you are Igbo. You are just using a Fulani name. I don't know why all these Igbo people are always doing this. Do you know those who are pushing all of that? These Ronukus, using their Lagos Ibadan, well, it sort of kind of spread over the social media because they presented themselves as those who wanted to save Nigeria. Then they destroyed Nigeria. Rather than take responsibility for that, tribal card. Bokohari is a failure. Say, we know that you hate Nigeria. Who hates Nigeria more than those who get free food, free house, free cars, free car, free this, free medical, free education for their children, because you pay for all of these things. And yet, see what they have done to Nigeria. Okay. They managed to do that for 8 years under Bokohari. And after that 8 years, it became obvious that for thiefnubu to become your president, they will need to push this card again at the national level. And they did, to cover up the rigging, the other things that they did. As long as you are divided, they will have their way. Then it is time for them to now govern. The people that condemned naira to dollar at the rate of 145 naira, they took that same naira to 1,700 naira to a dollar in 9 years. The people that condemned the poverty in 2014, when a bag of rice was 7,500 naira, they've taken it to over 90,000 naira a bag. The same set of criminals who condemned a liter of petrol at 87 naira per liter, diesel at 97 naira per liter, they have taken the petrol to over 1,000 naira per liter, and the diesel to over 1,500 naira per liter. The people that condemned an inflation of 7.8% in 2014, they have taken the same inflation to over 40% in 2024. The economists that built Yoruba land, as they sold it to you, that how could Nigeria be generating 10,000 megawatts, distributing 5,000 in this day and time? Nigeria should be generating 50,000 megawatts.
This lunatic collapsed Nigeria national grid for over 400 times in 9 years. The people that told you that how could an oil-rich country like Nigeria be having people in poverty, over 60 million people in poverty? How dare, in 2014, the same people have now dipped over 150 million Nigerians into multi-dimensional poverty in 9 years. I can go on and on and on. Rather than them take responsibility, how could people who met Nigeria refineries working at over 45% capacity in 2015, and today Nigeria is importing crude oil, importing not just finished product. Nigeria is importing crude oil. Nigeria is also importing finished product. Nigeria is now spending over 6 trillion naira a year on subsidy. Yet, a liter of, rather than take responsibility, they are funding tribal division, hatred, while more and more people are falling into poverty, left, right, and center. You two should think about it. They do not want to take responsibility. They will never take responsibility until they kill all of us. Until they kill all of us. We now have Yoruba. You see, the people that met, this is another one. The people that met out of school children data of 8 million out of school children. Today, even though they are brandishing different data, right? Today, these rogues have pushed over 20 million supposed school-age children out of school, and they plan to do more. The people that came and said, what was Boko Haram to Nigerian army? This same country now spends over 5 trillion naira on ammunitions, arms and ammunitions, to Kano jetty, this and that. And now we have Boko Haram 1, Boko Haram 2, ISWAP North, ISWAP South. Now we have a Fulani terrorist. We have a Jalabia, the Islamia. We have another one called the Jibwis. We have another one called the APC. We have a lot of terrorists everywhere right now. Terrorism has now become institutionalized, like industrialized. Terrorists, they use social media. Terrorists on TikTok that they do live. In 9 years, rather than take responsibility, they will rather push you into tribal hatred. Igbos hate Yoruba, Yoruba hate this or that, because they have switched side to, it is no longer bokohari. What they told themselves in their WhatsApp group was that now we must make sure that the way we defended bokohari for 8 years, and we gaslighted the Igbos, we blamed the Igbos this or that, or anybody else that could be blamed. We expect the Fulanis, we expect the northern Nigeria to do the same thing for thiefnubu. So they kicked it off, and they said, we must start with the Igbos by making sure that politically or physically, we must, because this is no longer Lagos now, this is Nigeria. So we must take it beyond Lagos and make it like anybody who criticizes thiefnubu, anybody who says anything about thiefnubu, and as well as these Ronukus that are now being called the Yoruba stats. Yoruba stats, the bad stats, the Ronu virus, or Yoru virus, because they're actually virus. These guys are virus. In what do you call it? In everything they get themselves involved in. They are contagious. No, are they contagious? Yes, they are. These guys are virus. They are dragging the Yorubas into thiefnubu's defense. Even when Yorubas are also victims of the destroyed Nigeria by APC. So the way they make everybody believe that criticizing bokohari wasn't criticizing bokohari. It was actually, every time you say something about bokohari, it wasn't because you are reacting as a Nigerian who is a victim of their failed government. No. It is because you hate the Fulanis. Oh, it is because of Buhari. Oh, because of Buhari, you now hate Fulanis. Right, that is it. Oh, yeah. You hated Fulanis because of Buhari, Abi. Even if you don't like Buhari, must you hate Fulanis? I said, no, I don't hate Fulanis. I hate Fulani terrorists. Is there anything bad in that? No. We know that everybody, there are criminals everywhere. Instead of you to say kidnappers, instead of you to say bandit, you are saying Fulani bandit, Fulani terrorists. It is because bokohari is Fulani. It's because you hated Fulani. I said, no. Are you mad? Come out of it, man. Fulani terrorists, yes. Don't ever in your life say we have criminals everywhere. There are no Yorubas inside the Zamfara forest kidnapping people for ransom. There are no Igbos inside Sokoto forest kidnapping people for ransom. Shomadini. I haven't seen Igbos, armed Igbos, enter Kano, begin to shoot people in their villages, kidnapping and raping them. We have criminals everywhere. This is the problem. They said, if you blame bokohari and then you also call out the Fulani terrorists, oh, it's because you hated the Fulanis. That's exact card they are playing you right now. And you know something? There were actually Fulanis who believed them at the time. Even though they are also victims of that insecurity, the victims of that collapsed economy. They are. But guess what? They were able to believe that even at that, if they ever speak out and condemn thiefnubu, they are helping the enemies of Fulanis. So, Emeka in Enugu, that is trying to calculate now that the import tariff has tripled, is trying to calculate his loss and his profit and loss account in Enugu. But somebody in Zamfara who is running away from Fulani kidnappers, Abi Boko Haram, he's not going to blame bokohari. He's not going to blame APC. They are making him or her believe that there is an Emeka somewhere in Anambra that hates her and her children. There is one, what do you call it? Uche in Abia that hates them so much. Not because not because bokohari, a Fulani man, could not only protect the Fulanis, could not only just protect Nigerians, he couldn't even protect the Fulanis. But a Fulani is being made because of this thiefnubu and gang and their divisive policies, right? To believe that there is one Emeka somewhere who hates him because he's a Fulani. Oh, I heard that Igbo people hate us. So, who the hell are you? Sorry, who are you? My name is Alima. I'm a Fulani. So, Alima, sorry, I don't know you. But I know that you are Igbo, and I've been told that you hate me. Let me tell you, we will fight every Igbo that hates us. We will always defeat you. Look at you. Oh yeah, come. I said, what the fuck? What is wrong with this guy? Because they've made him believe or make her believe that there is an Igbo who hates her, not the criminal government that can protect her children, protect the people around her. I mean, no. Now that same template is what they are now using, and I need to remind you. They call me names all the time. I have seen Yorubas who are victims of insecurity. I've seen Yorubas who are victims, a lot of them, who are victims of this failed economy. I've seen Yorubas who have lost so much, lost their jobs, lost their savings, lost their businesses, lost their investment, lost their families, lost their, their lives. All because of the failing policies of these rogues, APC, Egbekegbe. But these Solori Brukus, again, making you believe that they are progressives who developed Southwest Nigeria. And then you go to the Southwest Nigeria and you are like, this place going to be like a war-torn place where we say they just finished war. No, you this Maiyegun, you be Omoale. Let me tell you something. All these Igbo people that you are defending, because to this Ashiris, I am defending Igbos. No, I'm not speaking for those victims of this bad governance in Yoruba land. No. Because they don't care about them. They don't. Even if we are poor, you leave us alone. We will never allow anybody to insult our leader. Don't let anybody that insult Yoruba. If you insult Yoruba, I will stand and fight you. Or go kill you. You cannot insult my tribe. How can you insult us? Yeah, and wash, and there's foam, and your mouth is foaming. And when Luri Buruku thought he conditioned. These people don't care. You know that? So it is the same template. The template of, even if they kill us, we will never allow the Igbos, who Igbos must go say, what the heck? Look around you. Just take a look at people around you for a moment. And take a look at the rogues that you call leaders. Everything is collapsing around us, left, right, and center. Everything. And that is why I laugh. When I see another Delulu Efulefu, one Igbo idiot, who also want to flex muscle. It is me and these Yoruba people today. You see all these Yoruba people? They hate it. We don't say they hate us. And I will make sure, say, you see this Yoruba, we'll give them the woto now. We say, who is this? What do you mean, who is this? My name is, I say, okay, go on. I know that you Yorubas are betrayers. You Yorubas are, I say, excuse me? Yes. I know that you hated us. And we know, we don't even know why. Maiyegun, why do you Yorubas hate us? I say, what? What are you talking about? This is what APC created. And it is just like a contraption of loonies. To the point that sounding right, they make you say, now you decrease. You will see people, they will say, Maiyegun, I have been seeing all these things people are writing about Yorubas. Is it because Tinubu is a Yoruba man? Does that then mean that you have to hate Yoruba? I'm like, God damn it, man. Where should we start from? They play the same card for bokohari. It further impoverished northern Nigeria more. Our people are going through a lot. Irresponsible politicians are kind of still telling you in this day and time that some people hate you because of what you have, when you know you have nothing. And the people they claim to hate you are just like ordinary folks. Me, you, him, her. See? Just ordinary folks that barely know ourselves. I don't know you. You probably don't know me beyond this place. But they have created the impression that if you say anything about thiefnubu, who is a president of Nigeria, whose action will not spare anyone, even if you are not supporting him. Just like bokohari. Bokohari's action affected every soul associated with Nigeria. Every soul. Nobody was spared. But he got away with it because, people who didn't like him are the ones who are criticizing him. Bokohari tried his best for Nigeria. May other people go try. By the victims of his government. Now, in Yoruba land as well, a Yoruba man is there. And I, as a Yoruba man, should feel offended if somebody says something about thiefnubu. And in the process, they say, he's a Yoruba man. These Yoruba people, they always support their own and this and that. I say, okay. They don't put all of us together. So I have to get mad and begin to say, even though I don't support thiefnubu, how dare you be insulting? I say, how about they insult you simply because out of 36 states in Nigeria or 6 geopolitical in Nigeria, one region is like Dubai. They've got everything. And that region, which has the best medical facilities, this region, they have the best economy. They've carved it out of this region. It's the, it's the most connected region by roads, rail, and air. That region is Western Nigeria. Something to be jealous about. What exactly do you think anyone is going to be jealous about or jealous of about Yoruba land anymore? That actually makes you feel like it is an insult to call out calamity thiefnubu. And then you turn it around and begin to call people more live for not joining that bigotry or so. No. Thiefnubu doesn't represent Yoruba. Thiefnubu's followers, they don't give a damn about Yoruba land. I'll keep telling you. Except for this gaslighting and all this shouting and all of that, right? Or trying to live on the old glory that a lot of us only read about, never seen or witnessed. Old glory. We are now watching the young Yorubas falling into the worst kind of societal wrongs like cultism, drug abuse, crimes as of any kind, and the major of it all, which is not illegal, the agberoism. We are watching all of that. Somebody said we have 3 categories of Yorubas. I don't know about that, but sounds cool to me, right? The educated and hang on, I wanted to use his own right word. What he said. He said we have 3 categories of Yorubas, okay? So we have the educated and come on. I remember this word. I wanted to use the example. If I can't find the right word, so I'll just use mine, okay? Use my own description. So it was practically saying, you have in Yoruba land, you have educated, and at the same time, criminally, sort of, I put it that way. Then you have uneducated and criminally. Then you have educated, enlightened, and upright Yorubas. You see that last one, they are called the Omoluabis. So you see those ones that are educated and at the same time ridiculous. And you'll be wondering, I thought this person is educated, but they are like low lives. They are the bigots, the type that will be pushing when you are talking about economic and responsibility of government. Once it involves non-Yoruba, they will have sense, they will have ideas to condemn and all of that. But once it involves Yoruba, they will begin to sound like a broken tape. And most of the time, they just go tribal with you. It's always that. We have that category. We have those who are illiterate, like uneducated, totally like, and at the same time, ridiculous that way too. So that's like that's like a keg of gunpowder, kind of, right? Then you have the ones who are not just only educated, exposed, but at the same time, right? They are well-to-do, like you call them the gentlemen, right? And this type, their greatest undoing is they usually just keep quiet. They are not loud, and they do not really want to be sort of spotlighted. And that's the reason why the educated and uneducated and criminally, right, are most of the minute one that you see that are the loudest. Yoruba Obas were killed in Yoruba land. Yeah? This Ronukus said, it is none of anybody's business how they react to the Fulanis killing 3 Yoruba Obas in 5 days. 3 Obas in 5 days. They were not enriched. No. Why should they? They don't care. Right? But the moment you have something to say about thiefnubu, oh, look at them. Oh, they have come again. I don't even know why they hate Yoruba people. Why they hate us. They hate us. They want to be like us. They want to say, what the hell are you? Like, what the hell are you? A loudmouth and ass licker that is living in a shit hole, or would rather just kind of like worship his own oppressors because they talk like him. Unfortunately, social media came. Social media came and it just ruined everything for them. It became like, no be only you get monopoly for madness. So if this tribal Olympic and the rest of it is going to last for the next 8 years and possibly help us accelerate the complete breakup of Nigeria, why not? I just want the rest of you to please understand that when you join them push the narrative of their bigotry as it is, you are ignoring what Nigeria is right now. And what Nigeria is right now is because of the incompetence, the inefficient, and then the corruption of everything APC. This is the real thing this should be the real thing that should get your attention. Whether you are Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Fulani, Igede, Ijo, TV, Shekiri, it doesn't matter. These are the things that are they are like life and death things. But intentionally, they wanted to continue that hatred and all of that. So listen, thiefnubu doesn't speak for me. It doesn't represent me. And it doesn't speak or represent a majority of the Yorubas. And Ronukus will push the agenda of, if you see anything against bokohari, is because you hated Fulani. They are the ones pushing this now. Initially, they said, how dare an Igbo man contest an election with the Ajaga bandits? It was more or less like, how dare you? Like you really contested election against Jaga. If you say you hated Yoruba, be that. So this push of Igbo hates Yoruba, Yoruba hates Igbo, and all of now when they push them. Enjoy them because see, as much as it hurts, my message is mostly for those of you who still have your own senses intact. That you should never, by any means, fall prey, because when you know this is politically sponsored, you must never take it home, because this is what this has done. If you ask me, we now have relationship completely shattered. It won't be the first time. Remember that when we were growing up, they even made movies about that in Nigeria. Some of the things we never really paid attention to back then, they are making sense now. How many of you here? Okay, I'm going to ask it like category by category. Please be honest. I'm going to read my comments, okay? This is like an experiment because it's true. And I want you to please tell me, all right? How many of you remember, how many of you here watching, maybe you are in your 50s, in your 60s, who has witnessed marriages? Yeah, marriages being cancelled, or weddings, rather, weddings being cancelled because the bride was Yoruba and the groom was Igbo. So either the groom family or the bride family rejected the wedding. How many of you witnessed that, or maybe that happened to you? Your first love, you couldn't marry your Yoruba babe because her family would never let her marry Igbo. Or you couldn't marry your your Igbo boyfriend, fiancé, because your parents would never allow you to bring Igbo home. How many of you grew up that way? Eh? But we never really thought how deep it was. We were so innocent. We thought it was just. How many of you, you're married, even within Yoruba land? Let's use Yoruba now. No, okay, I can use anyone, okay? In Yoruba land, where your relationship, you have to end your relationship because you are from Ibadan. Your boyfriend is Ijebu. Or your girlfriend is from Egba. And you are from Akure, Ondo. How many of you have had your marriages because your parents were like, no, like over my dead body? How many of you? This was supposed to be a one country, all right? United people. Our parents were so bigoted that they molded us into what some of us have become now. Well, some of us actually thought, and you are wondering, where is that one Nigeria that they usually taught us then? Arise, oh God, passion, one Nigeria stuff. But meanwhile, you have Igbo families who rejected marriages for their own children from other tribes. You have Yoruba families, you have Fulani, you have Awusas, you have all these families all over the place. And it was all because of what they heard. Most of it not because of what they experienced, so just what they heard. Did you hear that Ijebu people, they have too much juju. They feel use you for ritual. No go marry Ijebu. You say, hey, my mama see me, I no marry Ijebu. Hey, be careful of Imo girls. Be very, very careful of Imo women. Oh, now them they kill husband, this or that. You know, at any time I've heard something like that. You must be very, very careful of But that's how they raise many people in Nigeria. So many of them, they're educated too. And they ingrain all those things in our mind. And some of us get coconut head. We got coconut head. We still went on to marry that Igbo girl. We still went on to marry that your Yoruba boyfriend. Now you are both married. You've been married for years. Some of you as well. You were a product of this intertribal where your parents, they defied the law of this bigotry at the time to go after what they loved. They produced love. It was so bad, Baba. It was so bad that we were raised to hate ourselves. But if I come to Scotland like I am, and I marry a white woman, a Scottish, who gives me maybe 3-4 children, and I take her and my children, my family back to Nigeria, she will be so more welcomed than for me to go to Igbo land, marry a beautiful African queen, and take her home. In the family, those of you who have other people who are not members of your tribe or ethnic, as member of your family, be honest. To the point that some of you have decided to even protect them from those who are acting up to them. Abi? So this is Nigeria in real. Something we usually keep to ourselves. Then we pretend. We are the world. We are the children. Arise, O compatriots. Let's come together and build one nation, one big country. We are one big happy family. We love ourselves so much. We want to build a country. Lies. Lies. Then the real criminals know this and they have to use it as well for their own political gain, weaponize it, brought it to the fore. Now it is now a thing because it is now weaponized for politics. You see all those people who broke the chains, defied their parents, married their love, raised family and children. thiefnubu and his gang are back to tear everything apart again using this. Do you see where this is coming from? Or do you have an idea where this is going to now? Ronukus and their gang, whether in Igbo land, whether in Yoruba land, whether in Hausa land, whether in Kanuri land, in every land that people are promoting this bigotry, just know that it is not in the interest of theirs, not talk of the interest of anyone else. So when you see them push this and then you feel like you want to react, just remember, as much as I would love you to keep pushing it, so as long as we keep reminding ourselves this, maybe one of these days we'll be bold enough and honest enough to say, let us break it up and save lives. We shouldn't be raising generations that we want to murder, generations that we want to kill, in the name of saying maybe these contraptions should still continue. What is the essence of raising the next generation? Next generation of what? Next generation of Nigerians. Are you serious? I know they are here already, and there are more still coming. But we are raising generations that will be slaughtered. All the generations that will slaughter all of us if we continue in this trajectory. Nationalized bigotry. thiefnubu and gang want to escape from responsibility of failing Nigeria. They continue to push it and push it, even when Yorubas are also victims. The victims of the bad policies. People, they kill themselves, commit suicide. They will tell you now, I mean, I'm glad a lot of you can relate. That's one thing about Maiyegun's diary political, okay? Well, be a down relate, but they like me. Even if you don't like me. I can make you relate with the scenarios that they have put you, or you have what do you call it? You have subconsciously enabled them to put you. It is not in anybody's interest. APC, Egbe is like cancer, evil. It is so dangerous that even everyone promoting it, every one of them promoting it, hoping that they will cash out from it. They are potential victims that the entire system is still going to claim. I'm trying to save your life. You don't like me? Fine. I don't need you to like me. But open your eyes. If we are having children dropping out of school, you already have adulterated education, ruined education, compromised education system. Now you see, won't even graduate. You won't even have that. Your children, there's certainty that the future Yorubas will not have access to this education. That should scare you. It should. You should be worried, you know. I'm worried. And that is why you should never let anybody gaslight you and use this tribal this, tribal that, okay, to keep you short from talking. It's political, sponsored by these guys. Because I mean, like, you know, you want to prove that you are not Igbo bastard, right? How could anybody be saying all that nonsense about Igbos and they want you to keep quiet? Of course, they know you won't keep quiet. Look at what that person said about Yoruba. Do you think all these things these Igbo people are writing about Yoruba people? Don't you think that it's only a Yoruba bastard that will not react? Oh no, that's exactly how they want you to react. Because you are not a bastard. You are not a Yoruba bastard. But these guys don't give a damn about Yoruba. They want you to believe that the failures of thiefnubu that anybody calls out, that person is actually showing they hate Yoruba, but that's not true. There's anyone that hates Yoruba land more? They are all the politicians of Yoruba land. Same thing goes for you. Chineye? Oyeka. There is no Yoruba man that hates you. Get that out of your score. I know it may be difficult for you to believe. It is the same for these Ronukus too. It is so hard for them to believe that an average Yoruba person doesn't give a damn about what an Igbo person is doing wherever you are. Because an average Yoruba person is out there for real, just trying to earn something to take care of his family. Just like you. When you see those who pushes you to make you believe that there is think about it. You are watching Maiyegun right now, possibly doing other things, right? You don't really care about anything other than what you are busy with right now, do you? So if I tell you that somebody is somewhere that hates you right now, would that get you, would that jump you up like, really, Maiyegun, who is that person? No, it won't. You just be like, really? Maiyegun, continue, Jare. Whoever is hating me, they just... Because nobody really cares. I have seen people who are so convinced that we must not accept for this. Fine, enjoy it. But for those of you who still have your senses intact, it is ideal not to feed that troll. Not feeding them is simply not letting that get to you, because it's going to go beyond that once you get sucked in. It's going to go beyond that. So thiefnubu and gang, they need to answer questions on the economy. They need to answer questions on the insecurity. And they need to answer questions on the corruption. Now, that is how it is done. You do not then shield them and say, now you and them for 8 years, Baba. Before your time, can't you see the Nigeria they are creating? A lot of you are never going to live to, you're not never going to live and grow old. Yeah, you're not. You're never going to grow old like all these people you've seen grown old. You're never going to grow old. You have no access to real health care, poor education, dilapidated infrastructure, increasing poverty, which is also increasing crime. Anything could happen to you anytime. Corrupt security agents, corrupt institutions, corrupt judiciary. All these are potential dangers to your life. As a young person, you are in danger every day. There's no chance that you're going to live up to 70. This is not a curse. Look around you. The danger you are exposed to every day, whether you are outside or you are inside your house, you are not spared. People have been killed in their sleep. Children have been slaughtered in their sleep. Not because they are on the road driving. People have been kidnapped in their homes. Not because they are traveling to the kidnapper spots. No. People have died. In Nigeria hospitals for things that are so preventable. Not because they didn't have money, but because they ended up in the hands of the quacks. A lot of these things are things that can kill you anytime, any day. You are only living for the day. They should be responsible for that. Rather, they are kidnapping people. Who speaks out? They kidnapped this guy when they got to Nigeria, and they said it was a wrong identity. See, this is Juwon Soyinka. He's a journalist. I told you about him. He was returning to Nigeria. And DSS, they kidnapped him at the airport. They locked him up for almost a week. Yesterday, they let him go and said it was a wrong identity. Instead of taking responsibility, they want to clamp everybody down. Democracy. They are kidnapping people and locking people up, denying them bail. Even when courts grant them freedom, they still lock them up. These are supposed to be progressives because they don't want to take responsibilities. Take responsibilities. But if you don't, stuffs like this are never going to spare thiefnubu. Hatred like this, they are never going to stop people from speaking out. As much as they become victims every now and then, they will keep speaking out, speaking up. They'll keep calling thiefnubu out. So now, if you now choose to be bigots like this, whether you are in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, what you are doing is that you are setting yourself up, because thiefnubu is not going to be president forever. APC Egbekegbe is not going to actually be in Nigeria forever. They're going to end. Your digital footprints will always be there. If you care about people, where will they shout Yoruba Nation? Yoruba Nation now. Yoruba Nation now. Why did they call people Mualeo? Because of thiefnubu. People will pack money. Carry and give somebody. We go help them train soldiers. Like what do you call it? Like the ESN. They pack money. They said they gave money to someone. It will help them buy guns. It was going to ship guns for them. They will train them because Yoruba Nation must stand. This or that. People, where would they shout Yoruba Nation together? They don't they call everybody Omali. They don't they talk, say they don't send any Igbo. Igbo people are the enemy of Yoruba. Say, because of thiefnubu. They say, no. Yoruba Nation can leave it for now. For now, we have one enemy. Yoruba have one enemy, and that enemy are the Igbos. Yeah. When they do seminar, Abi Etik Bagbeni, not too long ago. You see these guys, Yoruba Nation, and then you see this other guy, Biafra. They put themselves on there, and they are social media, everything still there. Then thiefnubu came in. These people are now like, the Igbos say to Yoruba, we must make sure that the Igbos are not, we must kick it. Really? Because of one person? He's never going to be there forever. At most, maybe 8 years, Abi. Right? If anything happened to thiefnubu tomorrow, shitty man become your president. Una go dust Yoruba Nation again. Since thiefnubu no day again, Abi. I know say nobody can shame the shameless. Or your digital footprints will do the job for us at the right time. They want Nigeria where there is no Igbo. The Igbo says they want to leave. But all of this, they do not want them to leave. Like for real. Even though they do not have any chance for them to, that Igbos will leave or not, it's not in the hand of any Yoruba person ever. Let's correct that too. Because I have seen some ignorant buffoons who are Igbos too, right? Who have come out so ignorant, so stupid as well. Then you Yoruba should let us go now. You Yoruba should just let... No. Don't be that person. Yorubas or anybody is not holding anyone. In fact, now this your elite and ruling class of Nigeria, and maybe their partners outside Nigeria too, and then they hold all of us down. Let's be honest. Even the Arewas, if you ask them, they would rather want to be on their own. No joke. So it's foolish for anybody to actually point at any Yoruba person and say, now the Yorubas want us to remain in... No, you are just daft. You're just a dafty. Okay? If you are not, you will know that. You see those rogues who cut across from everywhere, including the Igbo criminal politicians themselves, united to keep this contraption together. That's why we are saying, if we break the establishment, scatter everything. But we have to join hands to do that. That is one accolade task that they are making more or less like impossible to do now. How do we come together and destroy this establishment? It's for our own good. Now, if it's totally destroyed and they are scattered, right? everybody can have what they want. You remember now they say in their own politics, they say there is no permanent friend, there is no permanent enemy, only permanent interests. The interest they have is Nigeria. Because I said, whose interest was that? If politician says there is no permanent enemy, there is no permanent friend in politics, only permanent interest, whose interest? Definitely not your interest, not my interest. You know that. That's why I said we should break it up. Break it up. Save us, save our lives. Break it up. Save our lives. That's it. But we can't break it up if we are divided. We can't break it up if we are waiting to kill ourselves, all because of what these criminals instigated in the midst of poverty, institutionalized tribalism, rights. Breaking this contraption, breaking this establishment may remain a pipe dream. I hate that. Because if an Igbo man will never sit with a Yoruba man, and a Yoruba man oppressed, we don't want to sit with an Hausa man, same with an Ijo man that doesn't want to speak, or sit with an Ishekiri man, or Yoruba man that will never want to sit where the TVs are, or the TVs who doesn't want to sit with the Berom, or the Beroms who hated the God of the Jokums. The Jokums who also probably would like, no, don't call us into a place where you see, what's the name of those in Abuja? Abuja. I want to remember their name. The Baggies. I'm just speaking all this random, all these random ethnic nationalities across Nigeria who have been so divided by politically sponsored narratives, rhetorics in their different domains. You will only know about them if you call everybody out. Say, yeah, tell me what you hear about me. Say, hey, Igbos, come. Tell us everything you don't hear about us. Everything. Tell us. Say, okay, we hear that. We hear that. We hear that. We hear that. Say, you see this one? These ones are true. But you see the rest? Nothing. No be us. Say, hey, we thought they are all for Yorubas. So say, okay. Oh yeah, you Yorubas. Tell us everything you've read or you've ever heard about us, the Igbos. Say, okay. Oh, we hear this, we hear that, we hear that. Oh, except for this, you see the rest. That's not true. Maybe that's when you will know how divided we are, and how tough, and why it is so tough to ever find a common ground. It's sad, isn't it? So it is a point that you must know that those of you who feels like a Yoruba nation stopped because of thiefnubu, listen to me. I was having this chat with someone yesterday. I said, somebody said because of Peter Obi, that Biafran struggle suddenly stopped. That is a lie. I'm coming. Others said, Yorubas are no longer interested in Yoruba nation because of thiefnubu. That is also another lie. You see these two lies? I can forgive some of us who probably just out of like, I just noticed that. No, you didn't notice that. I'll tell you what you noticed. And you are free to disagree though. That's why I said, ordinarily I wanted to say something bad, but I'm like, no, I won't. I'll just kind of like explain instead, right? In Yoruba land, for example, the idea of an autonomous Yoruba region is never new. It is as old as when the 1963 Republican Constitution happened, and then the 1966 coup happened and it ended. That autonomous region, the ideology of Yorubas having their own autonomous region, where it was actually like ingrained in our mind as kids, even though when we were still part of Nigeria. That's why it wasn't hard for the criminal politicians like thiefnubu and Co. to push the ideology of restructuring among the Yorubas in order to kind of get us involved in 1999. If you roll it back, Yorubas were done with Nigeria at that point. Seriously, we're done. We're done. However, the likes of thiefnubus and the rest, I mean, Adesanya and Co and all of them, right? They were able to make Yorubas believe that we do not really have to leave Nigeria per se, but with a restructured Nigeria, Yorubas can go back to pre-1960, 66. It has always been there, but it was all live to them. Again, it was like taking an advantage. So similarly, when this issue of your 2023 came up, right? Before that 2023, when the Fulani terrorists started attacking Yoruba land, it reignited that debate and conversation of if Yoruba land was like autonomous, would they be able to provide our own security for our people? We'll be able to do this, we'll be able to do that, and like that, right? So the group of people who came up and said, then why don't we just push for that? Again, it is like market meet customer. Yorubas, an average Yoruba, I don't know about other places in Nigeria. I am speaking from my own side now. An average Yoruba is raised to believe that, you know, when they talk about Awolowo, this and that, and the Western region there, right? We were raised to believe that one day it is either we are going to have our autonomous region or we're going to break out of Nigeria entirely. So anybody who comes at the time when Yorubas were asking for, when did we become this? How could Fulanis be coming around and doing this to us? So anyone who could put together one and two that time to push that narrative of, then let us have our autonomous region, or let us actually break out of Nigeria, they will meet a ready-made audience. Unfortunately, they just happen to be another set of chancers. Some have said it was thiefnubu that sponsored Yoruba Nation. No, don't be daft. Again, you see those, when time came, those ones who took that chance, it didn't take time, it didn't take long for them to actually show to all of us where they be. But that doesn't mean the Yoruba Nation campaign or Yoruba Nation advocacy has ended because of thiefnubu. Similarly, with Peter Obi, we are all here when we know that it is not just, in fact, it's actually the Igbos. Yes, the Igbos who were calling for the head of Nnamdi Kanu, for calling for Biafra. You know why? They said, to some of them, they believe, because Nigeria has bullied them to that state, that it has become so convenient that one lunatic, one charlatan, one idiot can just wake up in the morning and just say all manner of nonsense about the Igbos and the Biafra war, the genocidal war of that time. And the Igbos, they will barely just respond. Because to them, me Biafra conversation may remain dead. They do not want to open it up again. They do not want Nigeria. They do not want to experience what Nigeria did to them in another way again. Sure, you get? So it should remain that way. Nnamdi Kanu was like somebody we go dig up supposed dead issue. He dug up problems. So to shut him down, Igbos were the first set of people that were shutting Nnamdi Kanu down. They were the first set of people who actually attacked Nnamdi Kanu, attacked IPOB. Until tomorrow, majority of the critics of Nnamdi Kanu, they are Igbos. Those who wanted Nnamdi Kanu dead, they were Igbos. And at the same time, you have those among them who still believe in Nigeria because their parents made them believe that talking about Biafra, they must never talk about it again. They have to do everything to forget it. Nnamdi Kanu happened. These generations that they've sort of fed with some of this half-truth about what happened in Biafra. And the rest of them who have, two parts, those who have discovered And then those who believe that they are Nigerians, talking about Biafra to them, as their parents told them, is called for war. So they don't want to be seen as that. So then, and they are Igbos who supported PDP, supported APC, supported Obi. So how dare you now say Biafran struggle ended because of Peter Obi? How fraudulently would you say that? So it's similar. Whether Obi or whether thiefnubu, nobody can actually stop the eventual breakup of Nigeria, because you know why? Those who were supposed to actually make all of you feel like you are one Nigeria are already telling you Igbo man will never be president of Nigeria. So what one Nigeria exactly are you working towards? We saw those who wanted Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah, Peter Obi supporters who wanted Nnamdi Kanu to rot in jail. When they heard the rumor that Nnamdi Kanu was going to be freed, when the court freed Nnamdi Kanu, guess those who wanted him to remain there, not to be freed? They are Peter Obi supporters too. They said, oh, Nnamdi Kanu is making deal with bokohari. That is why election is coming. They know that if they release Nnamdi Kanu, it's going to say that there is no election in Eastern Nigeria so that Peter Obi can lose. That's why they wanted to release him. Baba, people where they fight oppression, they actually supported the oppression of another person. They said, oh, they should keep him there. Oh, they should keep him there after election. Oh. So you can't turn around and then turn and say the Yorubas hated the Igbos. The Yorubas, the Igbo stop the agitation for Biafra. No, that's ingenious. That's a lie. And it is always better to let you know that none of these guys, yeah, they may have sort of be at the top of a conversation because their decisions, or especially thiefnubu, his actions and inactions affect the lives of the people, no doubt. Abi? But with the marginalization, the corruption, the injustice in that contraption, the breakup of Nigeria is just a matter of time. Yeah? So to those of them who believe that we have suspended Yoruba nation, this or that, no, you haven't. Thiefnubu's actions and then inactions and the rest of them will rather escalate it. But yeah, get in there. We are. So I've got a few other things there I want to share with us. One of them is this, talking about a rotten system, right? The police, they arrested the Shiites. Then they now put up a show. I'm going to talk to you after this.
Some of them for Jigawa, camp them in see this mama now. What is mama now? See this woman now, no be mama. Yeah, mama now.
That is so black. But the boys don't remove their black.
No, you know, say as they are coming, they will put the
Ọ̀gá ló yà ó.
You can see blood stand. They will cover it and send it to their sponsors overseas and tell them that Nigeria police government have killed one of them. They will dress it, this is the head. They will dress it up and it will look like a human being so that they will send them money and they will continue to send them money. So look at what they do. You can see some of the cutlasses are blood-stained. This is the way we recovered it from them. These are some of the drugs they take. So, look, if you turn back, you can see all of them there. We'll have about 94 of them here. 94. They are here complete. They are proscribed. They don't have right of assembly. And they don't have right of even protest. So, because they are...
Policeman said they are proscribed Shiites. And they have not been proscribed though. There's no court proscribing them. It's just pronouncement like all these rogues. So we proscribed them. And then they packed cutlasses. Baba. Nigeria. Somebody said that Maiyegun don't come to Kilon Shembe. Like, what exactly do you think is happening in that place that you think I am missing? Ìlú àwọn wèrè. A lawless place, so you have no idea how dangerous a lawless place where you have no real law, where criminals like that are in charge. They packed cutlasses, machetes. They packed, as they normally do, they put out different weapons. Weapons where we no see for the hand of these Shiites when they are doing their procession. So guiding themselves along the streets of along the streets and all that. Police don't buy cutlass. They don't pack gun. They pack catapults. They pack other dangerous weapons, sticks, as the weapons they got from them. They now brought they brought a Maiyegun's head. They said the Maiyegun's head is how, can you even imagine, to your law, man? Nigeria police, Abuja police. They said those guys will now use that Maiyegun and they will take picture of the head with blood and they will send it overseas for people to send them money. So that display as well made all these Shiites to come out and say it is haram to remove the hijab of all the people they claim to have arrested when they saw that video.
We came here to show that we all condemn what they did. And we want the country, here inside the country and outside the country, all the Muslims around the world to consider this issue. Because this is a blasphemy directly to Islam. Hijab is a commandment of Allah, the creator of earth and heaven. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, O Prophet, say to your wives, your daughters, and women of the believers that they should let down upon themselves their jalbab. Hijab is our religion, culture, and right. And the abuse of hijab is more painful to us than the shelling of live ammunition on us.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you?
So they've attacked them, attacked their faith, attacked their religion.
You paraded them, you removed their hijab. Why? Because it is Nigeria. Once they call you a terrorist, you are a terrorist, noni. And they have the court that can keep you there for years. It is a lawless place. Don't go there. If you can avoid the place, avoid ammo for your own good. Going forward, yeah? The reason why you can't trust their policemen. Listen to this young man's experience in the hands of a Nigeria criminal police. That's why I call them criminals, kidnappers, extortionists, name it.
Okay. My name is Comrade Liberty Isaac Kelechi. I'm from Abombise local government, Imo State. So it happened that on the 26th of August 2024, I and two of my friends were coming back from Ugeli, heading to Owerri, Imo State. So immediately after Patani, around Uji, in Bayelsa State, we met police checkpoint. They stopped us, searched our car, checked the particulars of the vehicle. Everything was okay. They said all of us should step.
I'm going to replay. I'm going to put that back on, okay? Yes, Musbao, I just got the wind of your comments, all right? I'm going to say, apart from asking somebody to help me get rid of that person, all right? What's that person's name? Daniel. Yeah, that Daniel, all right? Or he can be forgiven for now. Yes, no matter how much, the time a lot of them spends on Maiyegun's diary political, they still kind of come back with their bigotry too. I'm talking about some of these Igbo guys too. Yeah, they come with the, it's unavoidable. It is embedded. And I'm speaking to them too. They come onto my program pretending that they are not bigots. They are not tribal bigots like their counterparts from Lagos. When they make statements like, you Yoruba people, that blanket statement, it is not a mistake, it's intentional. And I actually do hope that some of you will be conscious enough to start actually addressing the supposed bigots that are fanning this ember. I corrected somebody. I've actually corrected a few people on Maiyegun's diary political when they come and say, man, listen to this Yoruba man. This is the most honest Yoruba man I've ever seen. This is the most Yoruba man that is speaking the most truth. You are a bigot. I've said it to you many times. You're not praising me. You are only just telling us your bigotry too. How could I be the only Yoruba man, like in your life? The only Yoruba man that speaks the truth. Like I'm supposed to feel good. Yeah? That somebody who is a non-Yoruba is hearing a Yoruba man that speaks the truth. That tells a lot about it. That means all your life, you've been lied to then, right? That the Yorubas are happy. It's similarly to when you see a Yoruba man that says, oh, I love all my Igbo brothers. I just want to advise them that Igbos should be, who seek your advice? Igbos don't need you. Nobody needs your advice. Just say whatever you want to say and leave that I want to advise. I do my best on this platform to try and see how many people I can kill genuinely. But the reason why I don't really get mad all the time, I have had some of these Efu Igbos, okay, who have come and said, I am speaking good of Igbos because I am using them to create content. So people have said a lot to me, just to show to you that if I am doing this because I needed anybody to praise me, I probably would have broken down by now. Because you see, when everybody say, well done, Maiyegun, one name, this and that, and all of that. Then somebody just say, you are just using them to make money. You just be like, no. But because you know you are, then that will just break you and be like, oh, somebody has got me. See, listen, when I speak about bigots, that is not the moment I need you to begin to praise me. Okay? I'm actually using this platform to speak directly to the heart of every one of you. And I know as you leave this platform, there are 1,000,001 other content, tribal, bigoted content that are waiting for you out there. That's why I don't really get upset or angry. I like that. Because to me, I'm like, thank you for spending your time with me. Hopefully, I've managed to correct something inside you that will make you a better person. But you need to be a better person before you can actually meet better people too. So yeah, if somebody come here and begin to say, Yoruba people, nah, see, nah madness, nah, will they worry you? It is that your bigotry. I'm just saying the truth. Saying the truth will that similar people, similar madman like you, who is a Yoruba to will say one horrible things about the Igbos. And he will tell himself, I'm just saying the facts. You see, I'm just saying the facts. How dare you say you are saying the fact when people correct you and say, but that's not right, that's not true. And you're like, I know, I'm just saying the fact. You're not saying any fact, you are just a fool. And the best is that to correct yourself, even though that means that probably like, you are irredeemable. Anybody talking, no matter any level of provocation, I have seen provocation. I have seen horrible things written by Igbo people. All these bigots against the Yoruba, but I will never call the Igbos. I say Igbo, So we all need to kind of see that and say, I know. Anyway, let's go back to this guy's experience. All right, Musbao, we have people like that, okay? And I see them all the time. So ignore Daniel. And I hope Daniel will correct himself. Try to learn how to say some. And in this case, there's no point in even saying some. thiefnubu and his supporters. If you say because of thiefnubu and his supporters, then all of us are these. Okay, if it makes you feel better. We do have the bigots in Yoruba land too, that we are trying to kill from saying Igbos this, Igbos that. If you have any issue with their bigot that you can mention, please do. We are trying on both ends, Hopefully we'll get somewhere. So yeah, let's go back to this guy's story in the hands of the Nigerian police.
Okay. My name is Comrade Liberty Isaac Kelechi. I'm from Abombise local government, Imo State. So it happened that on the 26th of August, 2024, I and two of my friends were coming back from Ugeli, heading to Owerri, Imo State. So immediately after Patani, around Uji, in Bayelsa State, we met police checkpoint. They stopped us, searched our car, checked the particulars of the vehicle. Everything was okay. They said all of us should step down, cross the road to where they parked their van. So when we got there, they asked the two of my friends to give them their phone, which they did. And when they asked me to give them my phone, I refused. I said, I think we've passed this stage in this country. Even the IG said we shouldn't give any policeman our phone on the road. That if they think they want to investigate us or do anything with us, they should take us to the station. Immediately I said that word, they started beating me. That I'm pretty stubborn, maybe I'm a terrorist or whatever. So they started beating me, and I said I won't release my phone unless I get to the station. So the beating became too much. They handcuffed me, tied my hand, made sure I had to do it. Like the thing became very much. Before I look, some of them started shooting guns. Like they will kill the three of us and put us inside these bushes like we are bad people. So the pressure was much. I had to give them my phone. I opened my phone. Immediately I gave them my phone, the first place the guy went to is to read my message. I did the transaction then with my UBA account. So I've not read the SMS, the debit alert. So immediately he opened it. He saw my balance, 10,017,000 was in the account. Immediately he shouted, them. We're like, them, what did you see? Put me in the vehicle. They put me in the back of the vehicle. The other two of the policemen, there are 5 policemen in number. They put 2 of the policemen entered our car with my other 2 friends. They were driving behind us. We drove for like 20 minutes along the way. They were beating me in the car. Now this 10 million, I must give them 6 million from it. If not, so they will kill us. I said, I can't do that. I said, okay, this account now, this 10 million, that money is not my own. It's money I'm using for my younger brother's project. And the FCMB will have 3 million inside. I say, yeah, he has seen it. He was going through only my SMS. That's the only thing I was going to say. You have seen that is my name, Liberty Isaac. That's my name, and that's my own account. Okay, let's talk about this one. Since this time I'll give you half of what is in this one. Well, let's talk about my own account. He refused. When the beating became too much, and I started negotiating with them. I started with 500,000. Beating became much again. Say, are we kids? Who will we give 500,000? Went up to 1.5 million. Beating again continues. At the point, I said, instead of these people to kill me because of this money, and I said, okay, well, the last I can give to you guys is 3 million. They now agreed. Collected the 3 million. They said I would give them 3 million. I said, okay. They now gave me back my phone to do the transfer. In fact, they were holding the phone with me to make sure I didn't open another app or do any other thing. Then I was trying to transfer from the FCMB account. I wanted to do 3 million straight. It was giving issue, so I did 2 million from my FCMB account, and I did 1 million from the UBA account. And I said, okay. They got to the next village. I said they should drop us here so that I will get myself.
You transfer to which account?
Yeah, to money point account.
They provided the money point. Yeah, with the money point account.
Yes, I'm with the account. I have my statement of account.
Okay, you have your statement of account. Yes, so can you display it to us?
Yeah, so this is
the statement of account.
Statement of my account.
Sure, display it to the camera.
Yes, at this place now you see.
What name is there? What name did you transfer it to? What account detail?
It's the money point account. The name is Jerry Ventures.
Jerry Ventures.
I transferred 1 million to Jerry Ventures. And this is the account number of Jerry Ventures.
That's the same account number you transferred, the 2 million and 1 million.
No.
Okay, transfer this to two accounts.
Yeah, so this other account here. This other account here, I transferred 2 million to this account. There is no name on it, but this one, Yusuf. The name is Yusuf.
Okay. This
one, but this is it. This is with Yusuf. 2 million. This is the account.
Money Point Microfinance Bank.
Yes.
POS transfer.
Yeah. Okay, so after which I insisted they should drop me there, so I will take it. They said no, that they have other of their teams along the road. They don't want them to beat us again or stop us again. They have to take us down to Ahoda.
Really?
Yes, they drove us from that place. I was still in their vehicle. They got to Ahoda. They came down. The two policemen in the other car came down, joined this car. They made sure I came down. We were ready to move. They just stretched their hand and gave me the 3 phones. That's my phone, that of my 2 friends.
And drove off.
And we drove off.
Imagine.
So that is just it.
So have you made any official complaint to any security agency like the police? Have you made any official complaint?
My barrister did that.
He has written to
to the Bayelsa State
Commissioner of Police.
Yes, to PPRO's office.
Okay, PPRO's office.
Yes.
Has there been any response?
I've not spoken to him today, but yesterday he said he has done it. So, but right today.
Okay, so what do you want now? What is your demand? What do you want?
My demand is I want justice. I want my money back, and I want these people to be apprehended so it won't happen to other citizens again. That's my demand. I want justice. I want my money back.
So when they say Nadem, what do they actually mean by Nadem?
I don't really know. That Nadem, that guy was saying.
So this transaction was done along the road. You are not taken to any police facility.
I inside the vehicle. That's why I did the transaction.
They continuously beating you until
I was about passing out. At the time I told the one in the front say, "Let the beat and forget." They were hitting me on my neck here because I was sitting with one of the police officers at the back. The handcuff is like this, so I'm like this. So he was hitting me here. At the time he wanted to hit me, I dodged it. His hand hit on the chair, so he hit me on my face. So the one said, "No, not touch for face. Not give him bruises. Not going to for face."
So despite the IGP's order that no policeman has a right to open another citizen's phone, these people went ahead to force you to
plan it all. When we were asking them, "What is your name? Which station? Where are you from?" They said they are IG Special Squad. The way they were dressed, this new police, I see some of them. Even like yesterday when going to MBC. Before Airport Junction, I saw some policemen dressed that very way, wearing black trousers with combat trouser. Then they wear something like black long sleeve to some polo or t-shirt. They would vest on it. I saw them. I wanted to take a picture of them, but my friend, because he was this my friend that was with me yesterday was still with me on that journey. He said, "No, do a moment, no go vest. There is no name. You just see the black stuff like you can put it on like that." Something like
but they were armed.
The ones at Tungakwala. Yes, I'm doing checkpoint now before.
What about the car they were carrying? No inscription.
No inscription, just white pillars. But right,
only white pillars. Nothing written there.
Nothing written on it. The ones people were carrying that on Monday.
Okay.
No inscription on it. There's nothing written on it. But they passed through all the checkpoints. There was this checkpoint we got to, there are 5 cars in our front. So the guy hit me. I said, they're shouting. The one in the front now pressed the siren. Man, one. Go past. In checkpoint, according to my friends at the back, there's a checkpoint we got to. The one of the policemen, he created one of them. I have an idea and I don't see all this kind of thing. Just what? It's quite unfortunate.
And anyone could be a victim. Anyone. Yeah. So that is what that contraption is. And he's lucky to be alive. That he wasn't shot and they will say he's an unknown gunman. They can even accuse him of being an IPOB. And that's exactly how they drive the narrative in that contraption. Innocent people, businessmen, young men, they have been slaughtered. Their properties stolen in that contraption. So when you have a place where injustice reigns, Baba, even if you think you are not directly affected, if you think, oh, because there's no way you are not affected too. It's just that it hasn't really been pronounced. If you think you are not affected, injustice reigns, not justice, then it's just a matter of time. I would have sort of continued talking, but I'm thinking of taking calls maybe for another few minutes, and maybe we can then see later this evening again. Let's hope I can do 2 programs today like this. So we'll take a break. I'll take a break now, and when I come back, I will take calls for a few minutes. So if you have anything to say to me, the best thing is for you to grab that phone. If you have anything to say to me, okay? Don't stay behind that keyboard alone. I'll be keyboard alone. Or keyboard. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Dial in and call in and tell me what you have been thinking too. I'll be back. If you have to go though, right? Like this broadcast, okay? Like it, share it if you haven't already. I will be back. Even cassava, gari, and agbado is luxury right now. I have a first caller. Hello there.
Maiyegun, how far now, Baba?
Adeo. Is that Lois, yeah?
Yes, so
I got you right today. It's because the caller ID didn't disappoint me today. So yeah. How are you, Baba?
I did very much okay, man. I actually joined the program like maybe 30 minutes late.
It's been a long time that I had to just talk for straight 90 minutes without playing video. I had a lot on my mind that I have to let out.
Yeah, I hear for the most part, and I really love as you like really touch on this, tribal and bigotry Olympics and all that, we
People
can't
say
have
it's getting
much.
out of hand. I said, no, it's actually good.
Because
It's happening now. Let it be out there. Let everything be out there, right? Until APC will no longer have bigotry, tribalism to use anymore. Leave it out there. Everybody, they pour their heart out now.
It is too much. Well, I don't know. Some people, everybody, like all these bigots should like really learn from us. Okay, like stuff like this should not be able to move you. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of where you are from.
Yes.
Wherever you are, be proud of what you are. Be all these man, the thing tired me. And before you pick this call, I hear you they talk say even the abado and what else is a luxury.
Yeah, now the talk say abado ewa, cassava gari, eh? Now today cassava gari abado na luxury.
They share rice, but I'm not even really sure that they share rice. They share tomatoes.
But even they share paddy rice too, brown rice.
Beans no day. Nothing day.
Yeah. People they suffer. People they go through hell.
Bigotry. And bigotry will job.
And now get reason to distract all of us so that you won't be talking about the kidnappings, you won't be talking about the economy and all of that. Sure you get. And they know say if you they talk about those things, you feel vexed. Say, wow, waiting God say, oh my, we'll scatter everything today, Jerry, but we bigotry. No, you won't have that time.
This morning, I was in a bus, right? And this like 2 Indian guys came in the bus, and they just happened to like start having a conversation with me, And as Indians that they are, they know where their country is and how far their country is from where we are as Nigerians. So we're having this honest conversation. It's basically all these things we are here talking on every night. Me and those Indian guys now started discussing the same thing. Why democracy will never like. It's not see, everybody know. Not only Nigerians, people outside Nigeria, they know. They know what's really going on. So all these fool me and fuck we are going on about in Nigeria, it should stop.
Thank you so much, Lois, right? Let me take another one again, okay? Thanks for calling.
That's Lois. You know, I am praying that the Daniel I kicked out of that comment section is not you.
Huh?
I said I am praying silently.
No.
I know that it's you now, the older from this, right? But I'm just saying it to you that I am praying silently, like, oh my God, let it not be older. Let it not be older, because man, if you call in and it is you, I'm gonna be so mad at you right on the screen. But I'm glad it's not you. You have no idea. I swear, this was my mind.
Listen, brother, look, I want good governance. That's all I want to. Because I want people to have access to primary health care. I want people to have good roads. I want them to. That's all. That's what I'm, clamoring for. I'm not into this because I know that.
Because I kind of feel. You see, Baba, I feel most of what you feel, right? I could feel that.
Oh.
So when I was then trying to correct that whatever Daniel is, right? That listen, we are trying to say, can you cut it down and stop using blanket statements? If we are telling the Yorubas to stop saying Igbos this and that, right? Then you as an Igbo person or whoever you don't have any right to be using a blanket statement on the Yorubas. If you are using it elsewhere, could you respect this gathering as always? Or you don't have any respect for this gathering? Then the mofo came back and said, some of us don't understand comprehension. That's why I was like, no, it better not be you. But I'm glad it's not you. Okay, go on.
Good afternoon. Look, this, these people, our politicians in Nigeria, they all they have is this bigot technique or bigot way. So that's where they are spending. They are focusing on to spend money on that, develop it, make it more broad,
weaponize it.
So instead of them to spend money on roads, on infrastructure, whatever, they will spend money on that. So that's what they are good at, right? So is to maintain that status quo. So if we think that, oh, this APC, they've gained the power now, and then that's it, they will do away with bigotry. They won't, because these people, they are ready to hold on to that power forever. Because you know how thiefnubu operates now, so he wants to get hold of it, because he knows that if he doesn't put his 2G there, after he finishes, all his contracts, all the contracts that they are already secured now
can be taken away.
Gone. Will be taken away just like that. So that is that's the ride. The ride is going to be rough.
And we must continue to remind Yorubas, ODAP, everybody that come across you, myself, we must continue to remind the Yorubas that criticizing thiefnubu is failing government, which Yorubas are also victims of. It's not an attack on Yoruba people, because if thiefnubu love Yorubas, we're supposed to, at least we're supposed to be better off than the rest of Nigeria, but we are not. So if anybody comes around and say, you speaking out or calling him out makes you an enemy, it's important.
Definitely. So let's just hope that people will come to their senses and then, face, what is, face the issues. You see,
exactly.
We need to face the issue in Nigeria. We have deficiency. There's a lot of things that Nigerians are lacking. You see, people who meant to be going to be farming, they are no longer farming because either way, maybe the head of the family is sick, and they don't know what's wrong with him. It might be just a simple thing. Now he's lying on the bed. Now he can't farm anymore. He can't prompt his family to go to farm. He can't do anything. So you can imagine thousands of people like that. That's one thing or the other is affecting them. But because simple thing, but it's not working. You see a lot of people calling. They need money for this. They need money for that. I personally, I'm tired. I can't take it anymore because I've got bills to pay. I've got my kids that I need to look after here as well. So it's just a vicious thing. So thank you very much for listening to me
for this morning.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. That's old up. That's his own short for his name there. And I usually say bye-bye to him by saying Odabo. And I have another person on the line. This will be Prince Jejeman, representing.
Yes, Papa. IPOB for life.
That is him. How are you today, Baba?
Baba, always there. No shaking, no. Baba God there on throne.
Thank you so much for joining us, Prince, please.
Yes, so we're always with you. Anywhere you go, now there would they go, Baba. Because truth never shake now. So that's why we stand gidigba with you.
That's right.
Yeah. Well done. Tukano Mike.
Thank you. Prince
the great job.
Go for it, man.
Yes, so Baba, our people, let us correct ourselves, let us talk to ourselves. This issue that is going on online, the way APC set it out, as one of the callers said, they are just buying time. They just want, what they do is, I want everybody to know this. What they do is this, because they have nothing to offer. There is no electricity, there's no good road, no water, no drinking water, even in the Lagos mega Dubai.
Yeah, mega shit.
There's no drinking water there, And hunger, they've created hunger, we weaponize it. Now, about 2,000, Baba, these people that you said I enter bush, no one come back, for which is this Sokoto?
Do you know I was thinking that?
Enter bush.
To the point that at a point I felt like, it better be old video, because somebody said, those people will enter bush, Now go, everybody see. Nobody see come.
Baba, no be old video. Me, I get the video live. All
So
of them. This
just go and
people just
if like say that one be like say ba Sambisa
suicide
local
mission.
report, alright. Like they say
Suicide
gas station
mission.
local report, alright. So this was just sentence and wallahi talai.
Baba is very, very painful to see. A sight to behold. Baba, if you see how all these people, no one come back. If you see their body littered all over the forest there, these people just open fire on them.
You know, same thing happened in Yobe as well. Are you sure you are not mixing the two together where they kill school children and abandon their body on the field like that? Because I saw that one.
By Maiyegun, this one no be school children. This one adults. Right? They see them adults and then scatter everywhere. Maiyegun, these I tell you over 2,000 people, and I tell you then slaughter. This is the thing that happening in Nigeria as we speak.
People will want to go rescue people where they kidnap.
Baba, arise channels. No one of them is letting the country to know this. No international news is carrying this. And what our people, the only thing that interests our people is to say, then talk against Nnamdi Kanu, then talk against Oba of Bini. Which monarch they never caused for this world? Which president they never yap for this world? Now the thing where they mad me for this matter, you understand? And the worst be saying that people will say they educated, where they abroad. Now then they champion this thing where APC, this APC, this is disaster where APC, this Rwanda where APC they spread. Maiyegun, we are talking of insecurity. About 2,000 people are that is massacred. The country is not talking about it. It's talking about them abroad here with them. Maiyegun, waiting they know. Before police go come arrest you, say you touch somebody. You can curse person, curse anybody where you want to curse. But don't touch. Once you don't touch the person's body, that is an assault. I be no be so, Maiyegun.
So
how can these people where they are abroad can't tell themselves, talk to themselves, say because they curse Oba of Bini, when no ask you to go and fight for them. Now them they only go to Aso Rock, come back. Oba of Obi of Furniture, they'll go to Aso Rock, collect their own boss, come back. You with the suffer, you the wrong, go abroad. You wait there abroad, they go fight for Oba, wait there for Nigeria, where they enjoy for your own palace. You see madness, or you see madness on our people. Now they cannot send anybody to go kill anybody. Yes, if you I love Nnamdi Kanu, I see him as my prophet. I get him. But if anybody calls on Nnamdi Kanu, say Nnamdi Kanu na this, anything where you like, make you call him. That one will make me say I'll go begin the fight your tribe or go the drive, kill them for where they're there for my town. That one I can't mad the reach there. I get in me.
The worst case is you go abuse them back.
Say abuse the person. If them put Oba of Benin, put a head like another thing. Carry now the kind of picture, put like the way you like. You understand? And that's where it ends. The main focus is that hunger is killing people. Insecurity, people are dying. If you come out that you abroad where they do with all the money where they make, the house where they build in Benin, or you do one way they build in Anambra, you can't go back to it. Terrorists are waiting for you everywhere. That is the main focus.
That should be the focus.
I get me.
Exactly.
That is
and
the
the
main
people who are
focus.
supposed to keep us safe. Now they know that they even they pass road anymore now. Now plane, now fly everywhere. Sure you get
at all.
They don't care.
They don't care. With the main focus is that the money where they make abroad now, you they always send them back because some people are complaining of hunger. Everybody is calling you abroad. You can't save anything out of that money that you are
promoting the same system that keeps them poor.
You see, and not only that, as you die abroad, you just say you dey safe. Before you know it, they say they don't carry your brother. Before you know it, they say they don't carry your mama. You go pay. You go now from abroad. You go sell ransom.
Yes.
1 million, 2 million, 50 million, 100 million. That is the main focus. That is the main thing where the warriors. You they say, they say they talk about now the can they talk about above Peking, Benin because of APC.
Because they talk about thiefnubu, so that means the Yorubas should off their clothes, wear baskets, enter streets. Like, are you for real? Which Yoruba exactly? The same one that are suffering under thiefnubu, the same ones whose businesses are also dying, where nobody is patronizing them because people have become poorer. Like, do you really care about the Yorubas? Do you really even care about these people in the first place? That's what we must keep telling people.
Maiyegun,
Prince.
My worry is not even people in Nigeria. My worry in this matter is the people that are
The
in
ones
abroad.
Who thinks they
How
are safe?
they say traveling is part of education. I know be so Maiyegun.
So.
How you go leave a whole Nigeria shit hole with all the disaster in it, with all the crime scene, and you enter in a society that is well organized, and you see how things are working. You will still be promoting bigotry and tribalism from where you are coming from, where that all the social amenity, you get and Canada give you a resident, you become Canada citizen. UK give you this, you become UK citizen, and you enjoy all the amenities. You are safe, and you are over there promoting, promoting genocide, Rwanda in Nigeria.
In the name of trying to protect your tribe, you will say, because I'm Igbo, because I'm Bini, because I'm Yoruba, you are promoting genocide from outside Nigeria, like for real?
Maiyegun, on a final note, I want to tell Tinubu and all his handlers, the one that in Asoro, which one that they say that, what is his name? I always forget his name. That one that said that his spokesperson that said that he will not apologize for bigotry.
Oh, Bekunde, they call him Bayo by calling Bekun Onofunuga.
That's Ofunuga. You are the chief promoter of hate.
Yes. And he said he has no apology.
He said he has no apology. Tinubu did not call him to order.
No.
Tinubu, you are promoting genocide in Nigeria. Your wife, Remy, he said that he's going to use
inherit all the Igbos.
To inherit all the Igbos. Since you enter power, you have not come to tell Nigeria, this is bad, we apologize for this kind of statement.
No.
Tinubu, you are promoting genocide. MC Olomo, he said, Mama Chukwudi, if you come out, Mama Chukwudi represent all the Igbo. He said, if Igbo come out, he's going to deal with them. If they don't vote you, Tinubu, they shouldn't come out. They should remain in their house like slave in their country. Tinubu, you are promoting genocide. So Maiyegun, Oba of Lagos, say he will throw every Igbo inside Lagoon if they no vote for the party. Ambode that they want. Who is Tinubu, a boy? APC, the same APC.
Yes.
Tinubu, you are promoting genocide. You see this genocide you are promoting. If you put this fire in Nigeria, it will burn everybody.
Including himself. Even if they think they are going to run away. Well.
Exactly. The main problem, the thing is that why they are always gaslighting Igbo, because they know that Igbo has property everywhere, and because of their property, they can't just be fighting in one hand with one hand with their property, and be fighting with the other hand with gun. It's not possible, because a businessman can never be a criminal or terrorist. It doesn't go together.
He will never be a destroyer. Like somebody said, burn everything, burn your this or that. Have you? I mean, do you know what it takes to be a homeowner, a business owner in Lagos to start with? An Igbo man who walked into Lagos, built an empire, and somebody will left Nigeria because of, well, as usual, right, for South Africa. Do you really think somebody who actually made their own investment that way would now bring out matches and petrol and burn it? No, it doesn't work that way. I said,
Maiyegun, can I shock you?
Please, go on.
You know that some Igbo men that you see that are importing container in that country.
Yep.
Some of them once sold items on the traffic in Lagos. Maiyegun, I am telling you the truth. if many of them sold items on the traffic.
I agree. I remember at my old man's house in Ilukweju then, right? So
yeah.
we had Uche, we had Obina, we had I think we always call him Chris, who happened to be like then we had Okafor. So you see these four guys. The first one is like their overall boss, right? So and I remember, you are right. I remember at the time, yeah, where we had some of some of those who actually lived with them, who have now become like shop owners and the rest of them, right? These guys came from the streets where they were selling different kind of stuff before they eventually ventured into, they were selling tires. Like they had these big, 2 stores at our house then, right? So, and they were selling tires. There are so many people, right, who came to Lagos, who started from so scratch, built empire. They didn't steal it. They didn't snatch it. They didn't grab it from anyone, right? Then you would expect them to just put fire on it and burn it and walk away. I don't think they have an idea. Go on, Prince.
Maiyegun, me, myself, my own personal life, when I came to Lagos, I rented, you know what is called Paco shop?
Yep.
Paco shop was what I rented. Mrs. Philip is my landlord. You understand? In Lagos Island. Maiyegun, I was sleeping in that shop. From that shop is when I rented 1 room. I getting me from 1 room, then I enter flat. From that flat, from that Paco shop, and I rented a building. I understand me.
I do with you.
From the small things I was selling, one item you can count from my shop. That was how I started selling tires and battery. I getting me. One day I met one Yoruba guy. We are discussing. He said to me, JJ man, you Igbos on they make everything they high for Lagos. I said, what? Why? He said, all the whole shop on I don't collect all the whole house on I don't make them high. I said, how do you mean? I call him. Other Yoruba guys were around. I said, I call him. I say, you know how many miles an Igbo person took to come to Lagos? He said yes. I say, Igbo man come to Lagos, started selling from hold up. Then from traffic, now rented one small shop.
Shop.
And you are there. Then he rented shop. Then he could pay for shop more than you. Then you are there. Igbo man could pay for house more than you. You are there. Igbo man could build gradually, and start to import.
He becomes a landlord.
I said, do you know your problem? He said, no. I said, you are lazy. I said, all the other guys around him that are Yoruba say, Oto Lonso, Oto Nilonso. I getting me. So it's not that this is not Igbo man. It doesn't. When anywhere he comes, he just want to belong. He want to be together. I want to, because his business is very important to him. I getting me. And we want as Nigeria, we've tried all our best. Nigeria don't want us. They don't want anything. Our life to be in order. That's why we said we want Biafra now. And it's not a crime that we want the Biafra. You too can decide to say you want Yoruba nation. It's not a crime. Edo can say they want a Edo nation, Edo empire. It's not a crime. I getting me. Than we fighting, hating each other. It takes us nowhere, killing each other. Are you getting me?
Thank
so,
you, Prince.
my good general, God bless you. You are great for the great work you are doing,
and
Baba.
You too. Thank you so much for calling in this noon. Okay, you have a good one, Prince JJ man. I have another caller.
From my shop.
Hello,
good afternoon from here.
How are you, sir?
Brother, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Thank you, sir, brother, and you too.
I'm very well. Thanks.
I just want to move away from the device I'm watching with.
Okay.
Maiyegun, you've done a lot. You've done a lot. You've tried your best, and I believe heaven have heard your voice. When our people, because of this bigotry, this one said, I hate Igbo. This one said, I hate Yoruba. This one said, I hate Hausa, I hate Fulani. Maiyegun, when I was small, not that I'm all that small, I went to one village to take. I went to one village to retake my WAEC. In that village, in Enugu State, what we used to survive in that village is cashew nut. And with this cashew nut, there's one cashew plantation. And before we go there normally at 1 midnight, sometimes 2 in the morning, sometimes 12 midnight. When we got there, on our way going, there's a pipeline along that place. Anybody that is in Enugu will know that they call it, I think, Obatu. They call that place Obatu, and Egede, Obatu, and Alpha. There's one pipeline there. And on that pipeline, that anywhere they lay those pipes, you will see it looks like highway, it looks like a road. It's very big.
It just be like it will take its own path there enough. I get you.
Yeah, exactly. So when we those days are this I'm telling you about 1995. On that part, we see cows. At night you only see at darkness you only see their eyes. You only see their eyes. They will be yellow, blue, sometimes. Yeah, in the dark, you only see their cows, The people are there, Fulanis are there. We pass them. They don't talk to us at that middle of the night. They don't attack us as if we are coming to steal their cows, because they know we cannot take the cow like a cashew. We just pass them and go our way and do our cashew things and go home. So, but these days, they keep on telling me that Fulani are killing people. I begin to wonder how, when, because those days too.
What really caused that? Because they are sponsored.
Yeah.
This whole threat, terrorism spreading all over Nigeria is government sponsored. And that is why it is so coordinated in a way.
Yeah.
Go on, Baba.
Okay. And when you go to the north, I have opportunity to be also at Abuja, part of the Jos and so. And when you're there, that place, this city is mixed up with a lot of northerners, from different areas from different northern side. When you go to the market, when you want to buy something from them, they will like anything you price them. Once they look at you, they will just give it to you. Even goat head, those days you can't buy it; they give it for free. So when they say these guys are killing people, and I begin to wonder what happened.
It's so hard for you.
And then when you come, when you come to Lagos, I was opportune also to be in Alaba 2006, 2007, 2008, where we used to sell televisions in Alaba International those days. We meet a lot of Yorubas. We are just like the same. We do the same thing.
Everybody run their there, I know.
Yeah. You can buy pure water and tell, that's the only Yoruba I know. You can buy pure water and tell them, Padawa. They will go their way. The next day, the woman will come back. And one of those women, I've forgotten her name, but she used to stand there and make jokes with us, So when you come to our side too, when you come to our side, which is southeast, all these people, we also meet like, because I was born and brought up in Enugu, like there's a place in my market, they call it Akwata. When you get there, you see a lot of people. On the street, you see Oga they used to sew clothes. On the road, you see Alhaji, Professor Suya, that have been there before I was born. And then they are still there. Then when you go to Owo Road, that Owo Road is just like complete Hausa people. We are. As I'm talking to you now, my best friend is Sariki of Enugu State, Alhaji Suleiman. Sariki of Enugu State. They live in camp, cold camp, Enugu. They can, if they hear their voice, that they will know that it's me talking. So in Akwata there, you see a lot of them. When they sell, they give you everything. We do together. They bring cows, people buy and slaughter. And I've not heard about all these things till I begin to. Now I start to grow. I'm now an adult normally. Now fighting to enjoy the country, which I've not enjoyed for the past 40 years or 35 years of my life. And I begin to be scared about Yoruba. I begin to be scared about Hausa. I begin to be scared.
In 8 years.
And this, my friend, I'm telling you, last year I went to Nigeria. I wanted to buy a cow along Anambra Express Road. I don't even know what to price. And I called him. He said, stand there. Somebody's coming to meet you. Immediately he came, the best thing he sent came there. I bought everything cheap and go my way. So you see, this issue of tribalism, bigotry, I was thinking that is not normal. Some people are just spending millions to promote this, and they are little. And they are little. People that are doing this are little. Like Prince Gentleman said, it's disheartening to see people living and abroad, enjoying everything, getting everything in merit. When you go to a local government, you get everything. When you go to any rat house or county, any office, any doctor, and nobody's carrying any fight to the top. You just go there. No matter what, if you want to see the local government of your area, you just make an appointment. That day you go and meet him, discuss whatever you want to discuss with him. He will give you coffee to drink. So but these people living abroad, I believe this is mental illness, because some of them are going to get mad in future because they cannot enjoy good things here and be sending wrong message down to our house, our place, and to people will be killing people. And
where you probably spreading hatred. That's where people live. That's where people coexist. So if anything goes wrong, they will kill themselves. Like, why would somebody even said me that why am I promoting hatred on my platform? Guess what? He called exposing these criminals promotion of hatred. I was like, man, I was so mad. I was like, where do I start from? You know
why I said you've done a lot, because and heaven has heard your voice, because in this stage, Nigeria is now in this state, not even state, because Nigeria is in a war state now. But many people don't know about this. Indeed, because there's hunger. It's only in the war people will find it difficult to eat. Only during the war. Because forget about that. When there's war, people will find it difficult to eat, because you will not know. Every shop will be closed. People will be running away from their homes. But people are moving around, and there is a heavy hunger, as if we are in war. And people are still promoting this thing and saying, hello, go on, go on, go on. Things are good. It's just like somebody staying outside the market and throwing a stone in the market. Nobody knows who the stone is going to fall on his or her head. Maybe our parents, or maybe the mother or the father. But I pity them. I'm sorry for them, because they are going to suffer all these atrocities. They are abroad promoting inside.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Maiyegun.
God bless you for that experience you shared with us. I have another caller, and this caller is going to be my last caller this afternoon. So we only have just about 10 minutes to go, so we can share it 5-5. Here. Hello there.
Uncle Michael Aduke.
Aduke. I've been waiting for a time like this. You promised and you failed. And you know what you did, right?
What did I do?
Okay, that's very usual. What did I do? Maiyegun, we are coming to Glasgow. We're all going to be there in Glasgow. And I was looking around and I was looking out there. I was checking the entrance. I was pretty, if I had your number, I'd probably be like, where are you? Because you sort of deceived me, right?
No, never. I don't deceive you. I'll message you and tell you why.
Okay, then. So I did say to someone, right? There was this Elder Akinola on this platform, right? And he said, hang on. He said, Maiyegun, I am coming to Glasgow. I said, please don't promise what you can't fulfill. He said, no, I'm coming. Guess what? He came. And he said, do you remember I told you I was going to come? I said, yeah, you did. But you never told me you are this huge. It was this so tall man that I felt like a baby, right? Rushing to that. But I was looking for Aduke.
Aduke was there in spirit.
I said I would say to you when I hear you again. So
I know, I knew you were going to say that, Uncle Maiyegun. I knew it, but I can't say it on public. But there's a really good reason But the next hangout, I'm going to be there. No.
Thank you so much, though, right? I have missed a lot of people here, and you're one of them as well, you know? So I just took this off and on break for the past 6 days. So I'm still off and on, though, right? But here we are.
You deserve it.
Thank you. So, Aduke, you've probably been watching for a while. You have one thing or two to say, don't you?
I don't know where to begin. So let me start from this. I've written down some bullet points.
Brilliant. So let's start from somewhere.
Uncle Maiyegun, remember I said to you a couple of weeks ago that the real people that need to be changed are the older people and not the Gen Z.
You did. And you repeated
Remember
that.
I said that?
Yeah, you did. I remember.
And I've been repeating this.
Yes.
Nigeria is a nation of all ages. However, anytime the Nigerian media mention young people, we have to understand that is what you call propaganda marketing, because there's a subconsciousness that young people are stupid. So they have to focus on that age group to make you dissociate yourself from the troubles of Nigeria. Right? So in order for politicians to have power, they have to manipulate. The greatest power they have is with the media. That's right. So the reason why some Nigerians don't think anything is bad is because of what has been shown to them in the media. Right? So if I'm watching NTA, which is the worst media ever, I'm watching TVC, I'm watching radio, that's the biggest channels that Nigerian government have, because if you look at the data, majority of Nigerians on the internet do not live in Nigeria. I don't think people are aware of this, by the way. Majority of Nigerians on Instagram, on Google are not living in Nigeria. So that means that there's only a certain amount of information Nigerians are taking in, and it's what you take in, you believe.
That's it.
So the woman that was talking about bigotry, look at her age. She's an older woman. That is the generation that we need to change. It's not leave Gen Z alone. The people over the age of 40, 50, 60, and you are the people that we have to change. Yeah, whatever that means, I agree. And thank you, Uncle. Because why do I say that? There's something called nurture and nature. These people were raised in bigotry.
See?
So in order for you to change as an adult, you must want that change. So that's why she moves to Canada, and she'll never change because she is who she is. She was raised in Nigeria. She wasn't raised in Canada.
No.
Who you are as an adult is who you are as a child, unless you decide to change. So a lot of the things we're expecting, we have to understand what we are up against. 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, they are the core bigots.
No doubt.
Because they grew up in a Nigeria of challenges. So when they do see an Igbo man rich, she's thinking, how dare the Igbo man be rich?
How did he do it?
How did he do it? Because from her memory,
he gets so rich that
exactly,
he could actually stand where we are standing. They were not supposed to, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have to understand the science. You grow up nature versus nurture. So nature is who gives birth to you and your family, and your genes, right? Which may be how you think. But nurture is your surroundings.
It's the social conditioning.
So if you're socially conditioned in a system with terrible education, a system of corrupt, Nigeria has been corrupt for the past 70, 100 years.
No doubt.
So when we hear these stories, I love how you always say we have to observe it in the right way. You have to connect the dots. You got to be like, I understand, because this woman was raised in corruption.
Survivor.
There you go. So if there's Igbo versions, there's Yoruba versions, there's Edo versions. So that's one point. Everybody has theirs, Uncle. I think the second point I wanted to highlight is we have to remember that the oppressed is also looking to be the oppressor.
Turn by Turn Nigeria Limited. I am following you, Aduke. Go on.
The oppressed is looking to be the oppressor. That's a very standard thing. So these bigots who are oppressed, and they are being oppressed, but rather than them focus on the people oppressing them, they want to be oppressors because it's a natural thing to want power. And you know, adults are very manipulative. So
Making
if an
it
adult,
look like it's a natural order.
yeah,
And that's why
so
they became entitled. They do not want to take responsibility. And if you become too inquisitive, then you are called a rebel. And they throw and play their entitlement card. Don't you have elders at home? Can you talk to your leaders, elders like that? That is to disarm you. Aduke, you come with a banger today. Keep going. I'm following.
So I'm following you too, Uncle. It's all so we're working together here. You're the elder. So
I like this synchronization too. Go on.
Yeah. And I'm just sharing this. Someone might be saying, why is she telling us this? So that as we maneuver within our communities, within our families, when we're hearing certain things, we need to understand also where it's coming from. You know, so when everyone is saying, Nigerians, why are they like this? It's you're either trained to be like that. Nigeria does not have an education system. There's two key subjects that every primary school has in China, in America, and in Europe. The key subjects are history and media. So your history will teach you who you are, even if it's not true. That's why if you meet Chinese people, I don't know if many of you have met Chinese people. Chinese people think they are the best thing in the world. There's a reason why their history lesson has taught them that. Nigerians do not have history. So you have a nation of people who never went to a history class. There's no history taught in schools. I don't think people know this. So how can you have a nation who do not know who they are?
It's impossible. It is impossible.
It's impossible.
That's why we are facing this identity crisis, patriotism crisis. We've got no history as a people in the name of Nigeria as it is. And not that we don't have history. If they tell us all this history, or if they taught us all this history, those we call the heroes past would never be heroes.
Will never
be heroes. And that is
but
why,
they cannot.
Yeah, go on.
They cannot teach us and I think people need to understand this. They cannot teach you history, because if they teach you history, they will become powerful. Because that's why, you know, Nigerian British people tend to do well. The reason why British Nigerians do well is British Nigerians, we're aware of ourselves. You know, we have our mothers, we have our fathers. So identity, history is at the core of who you are. You know, a lot of black men in the UK, you know why they don't do well? There's no history, there's no father. You know, your father tells you your identity. So until we can, so we need to push for policies. I know everyone's always shouting thiefnubu, but the bottom line is thiefnubu will never leave that position.
Not willingly.
He'll never leave, not willingly, unless something happens. So we have to push for policies. So rather than just focusing on the obvious things, we have to focus on, okay, we need a policy. Why is there no history in schools? That is what we should be going to protest for. Why do we not have media in schools? That is what we should be protesting for. Because if we have the history, this wouldn't be happening.
Possibly not. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes,
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll possibly talk again. Okay.
Yeah. See you soon. Bye, Uncle. Ciao, ciao.
Say ciao. Ciao, ciao. That's what they say. Now, thank you so much, everyone. This is where we will draw the curtain this afternoon. I really do hope I am back later this evening. I really do. And I want to. I've got stuff here I could share with us later this evening. But it all boils down to, would I need another rest again? No. Anyway, thanks to you, everyone. And if you joined us midway, you can possibly just roll it back now and watch it from the start, especially from YouTube, okay? And others, if you have been with us all through and through, just like the broadcast. If you haven't, share it. If you haven't, everyone else, let's sign out.
I'll see you again later this evening, hopefully. Well, you know, if I'm going to come on, you're going to see the notification, Abby. I'll go cook another, you know, another banger for us later this evening. You won't miss it. Good afternoon.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun dayari dayari politico. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.